Surprisingly, the Midianites are still alive today. The Philistines and Ammonites have disappeared, but the Midianites are still alive and well. Who are they? Today, their descendants are known as Druze. Who are the Druze? They are unique people who worship Moses, believe in Jesus as the Messiah and also see Muhammad as a prophet of God. They are not Jews or Muslims or Christians, they believe in reincarnation but are not Buddhist, follow the teachings of Pythagoras but are not Pythagoreans. Druze speak Arabic but do not consider themselves Arab. Their name comes from Muhammad ibn Ismail al-Darazi who lived in 11th century. The first mention of them is in the Bible, where their ancestors were called Midian. Midian, the father of the Midianites, was the son of Abraham and his concubine, Keturah. Moses, when he fled from Egypt, settled in the land of Midian where he met Jethro the priest.
Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water, and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them, and watered their flock. And when they came to Reuel their father, he said, How is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, An Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us, and watered the flock. And he said unto his daughters, And where is he? Why is it that ye have left the man? Call him, that he may eat bread. And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah his daughter.
When Moses led the people of Israel out of Egypt, Jethro came to him with Zipporah and his 2 sons, Gershom and Eleazar. They began to live with the Israelites.
Jethro gave wise advice to Moses. Hearken now unto my voice, I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to Godward, that thou mayest bring the causes unto God. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt shew them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. Moreover thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them, to be rulers of thousands and rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s and rulers of 10s. And let them judge the people at all seasons. And it shall be, that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge. So shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee.
Not all Midianites, they were also called Kenite, were friendly to Jews. The Kenites' way of life was pagan. And this was the reason for the enmity between the 2 nations. The Midianites, living next door to the Jews, were a temptation to the Israelites, who began to worship the pagan god Baal. Because of this, during the encampment of the Jews in Sittim, the wrath of God was kindled against the whole society, and the defeat of the people began. A Jew named Zimri from the tribe of Simeon brought the Midianite Cosbi into his tent at a time when the Jews were weeping at the tabernacle. Phinehas, son of the priest Eleazar, grandson of Aaron, pierced Zimri and Cosbi with a spear. And the defeat stopped. After the death of Moses and the entry of Israel into the Promised Land, the Midianites were at enmity with Israel. And only Gideon, the judge of Israel, was able to pacify the Midianites, after which Israel was at peace for 40 years. In the Quran, Shu'aib is referred to as the prophet sent by God to the Midianites. The Druze people consider themselves to be his descendants. Their most important religious site is the tomb of Jethro, located in Tiberias, in Lower Galilee. Pilgrims visit the tomb annually. The tomb was rebuilt many times. The inner chamber dates back to the 3rd century AD. According to the Persian scholar, historian, and traveler Nasir Khusraw, the earliest known description of the shrine was written in 1047. Since the establishment of the State of Israel in 1948, the Druzes have had full control over this site. Druze consider their connections with Kenite and Jethro a spiritual legacy. Their culture combines ancient Midianite priesthood elements and special practices developed over time. Druze maintain their identity despite a complex political and religious history. Their faith has deep mystical and esoteric aspects. Although Druze's beliefs are rooted in Islam, they are not limited by Islamic dogma. They believe in reincarnation. Druze live in Lebanon, Syria, and Israel. These days, the Druze are Israel's allies and support them. The Druze community in the Galilee region of Israel has been integrated into Israeli life since the founding of the state, and its members have even taken part in the War of Independence. Today, Druze soldiers serving in the Israel Defense Forces are some of the most resilient and dedicated, proudly serving in the most dangerous positions and reaching the highest levels of military leadership. The history of the Midianites, the Druze today, once again confirms the inviolability of God's commandments.
I the Lord thy God am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and shewing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments.